Gang, gang, gang. Ayo, fam. Welcome to another banging episode of Africa Rising. Today we're going to talk about media. African media versus Western media. You know, we also want to talk about the way Western media portrays Africa, as opposed to the way African media portrays the Western side of the world, right? In my view of this, what I've seen, right? Western media always portrays Africa to be poor, dark, rundown, diseases, wildlife, what else again? Poverty stricken. It's just like a dull, sickening place, that's got no development, that's got no element of modernization, still backward, still rural, still in the dark ages. And I agree that there are places like that that are still in their natural form and that have been untouched by any human contact and development and all of that. And you get the modern side of Africa, which they don't really show. Do you understand what I mean? And the funny thing is that if they really do show that, then they actually show the crime part of it. You know, understand? So for me, I feel like that part is actually sad that they only show the evil side when they're showing the modern sides of Africa. Do you get what I'm saying? But at the end of the day, it's an unfair portrayal of Africa, and which feeds into this whole narrative that most of the Western people look at Africa in a bad light. Do you get what I'm saying? But for me, I just feel like it's so unfair, and it's so unfair to the tourism side of Africa, because a lot of African countries depend on tourism, right? And then the way the Western media portray Africa takes away from that tourism narrative that Africa is not a place to go to and to spend your money. You understand what I mean? So I get it that maybe they want to keep the money in their own country, so therefore they will portray Africa in a bad light. I totally get that. But then when you look at African media portraying Europe, it's always in a positive light. You know what I mean? They show the big building, they show the richness, they show everything. They could also go and dig up the poverty in Western countries. They could also go and dig up the neighborhoods that are ungentrified. They can go and show the dirty streets, the neglected buildings. They go to show the homeless people also. But when they don't do that, they always portray America, Europe in a good light. That makes Africans want to go to Europe, want to go to Africa, want to go to America, want to go to China, and all these other places. Do you understand what I mean? But when you look at the Western media's portrayal of Africa, it's like you think three times, four times before booking that ticket to say, okay, let me go and go and see this. The only time you're booking a ticket is like, okay, let me go see wild animals in the wild. Now you're going, because now you're going to expect, now you're going with that expectation that you're going to a safari. So you're booking the ticket, right? And then when you get here, it's a different story. It's like, wow, dude, I just thought I was going to land in the bush somewhere, runway, land at hut number, whatever. You know what I'm saying? And then it's a totally different ballgame. So how can we bridge the gap, and how can we stop this negative reporting of Africa? And how can we change that narrative from the Western? How can we help the Western media or the white? I don't know how to put it, because it's for me. I just feel it doesn't do Africa any justice, because modern countries should help the developing countries in, to move forward. Do you understand what I mean? We're trying to eradicate poverty. So how are we helping to eradicate poverty if we're pushing the poverty narrative out there into the world? Do you understand what I mean? So I don't know if the UN can help in this. I don't know if the AU. No, I'm not saying I don't know. Okay, I don't know if the UN is supposed to help in this, but I know it's the AU's responsibility to counteract these negative stereotypes about Africa. Do you understand what I mean? That is why I have a big uh, um, a gripe with the AU, because I feel like the AU are sitting, or they're sleeping on this. Do you understand what I mean? Western media is just coming here, reporting, doing anything that they want, and the AU is not having any protocols or any measures in place to actually, uh, I don't know what word to use. I don't know. I can't say stop the reporting as such, but to limit, you know what I mean, that type of reporting that's negative for the continent, because we're trying to get business from Europe. I mean, the Europeans are coming and taking resources and doing all those things. They're not reporting on that, you know what I mean, to say this is where they're getting the resources from. Most of the ignorant people that are in America and Europe, wherever they just feel like, oh, their countries are rich because they're getting the resources from their own countries, and they don't even know that their countries are getting the resources from Africa. Do you understand what I mean? So don't just show the negative side of Africa. Show the positive, show the progressive side, show the wealthy side, because I can guarantee you now, Cape Town is one of the most wealthiest cities in the world. If you come to Cape Town, yes, there is the poverty side and there is the wealthy side. And you only get to see the poverty side, and that's what they drive, that's what they show you. They just show you that one side. They never show you the wealthy side of Cape Town. And a lot of Americans that have come to Cape Town have actually talked about, stated the shock of the amount of wealth that there is in the city. Do you know what I mean? To them, this is like the ultimate lap of luxury. If you have to, there are places in America that don't even look like Cape Town, and there are places in Cape Town that look just like Europe. So if you are in America and you don't know that, go on the internet, type Cape Town, type Camps Bay, type Bantry Bay, type Western Seaboard. Just type and get to see the houses, the mansions on the beach. Get to see the wealth that there is, and don't just listen and don't just watch whatever media prescribes to you. Make an effort on your part to investigate and do your own research, and don't just consume content that the Western media wants you, or the white media want you to consume. As a black person, I mean, really, because for me, I just feel like you just deep diving into whatever they sell to you, and you just consuming it. It even just makes you more, I don't know, redundant. I don't know, you know what I mean? So be proactive and also do your own research and be like, nah, dude, I don't think that should only be like that. You know what I mean? Like, so yeah, I don't know. Maybe I don't know what to do. I don't know what to say, but something needs to change. So that's why there's podcasts now. There's people have YouTube channels now. There's travel blogs, and there's all. So I think that definitely does help. You know what I mean? So getting to know places and stuff. I mean, there's always a good and bad in every city. There's always a good and bad in every country, and there's always good and bad on every continent. Or you know what I mean? So don't just look at Africa in one light and just see it as a negative place. Please do your research. Don't just consume any content that comes your way. Do your research and also find the good in any other place or any other country, especially in Africa, because this is Africa. We're promoting Africa. So let's keep the conversation going. Let me know down below. Peace.